Hello, everybody, and many blessings. This is Morgan's Den, Chicago, episode 5. And we just want to say hello to everyone who's going to be joining us today from around the world. Many blessings and much love. So today, we're saying hello to Morgan. We haven't been on in a little while. We've been quite busy here at the den, getting ready for spring and her arrival. So spring has arrived, and so has Morgan. As you can see, here she is. Say hello, Morgan. The people are watching as we're starting to tune in. So we've been quite busy. We actually did a lot of work here around the house, around the den. And Morgan was really excited to get our patio set up. So we're going to go ahead and take a little step outside and take a quick little glance. Let's go ahead and step outside here, Morgan. You know, she's kind of aching to get out there. So been raining here in Chicago today. Just absolutely kind of dreary out, but it's not too bad. It's about maybe the 40s. So here we got our little garden popped up. Yep. Plants are trying to hang on there, do a little survival. Got the plants out here. There we go. Got the lights up. Got the papasan set back up. Got the little rug. Got our pots here, ready to get some beautiful plants in there. And a couple plants over on this side as pots, as well. So that's the bathroom window there. So there we go. There's a nice little view of the patio here at Morgan's Den. See, just a little bit of simplicity to make this place go a long way. So a little chair here if you want to just have Papa squat or use it as a small table. Papasan is all set and ready. Sprayed her down with a little bit of renewal and Febreze, so cleaned her up a little bit. There's still a little stain there from the water drip. As you can see, it's all piping up here and metal working. So, Morgan, don't go too far. So as you see, we brought the house plants out here. We're going to do a little bit of trimming. As you can see, they kind of dried out a little bit on the tips there because of the lack there of sunlight in the inside the Morgan's Den. It's kind of dark in there, unfortunately, because we face north, and so we don't get much sunlight, natural sunlight. We get building reflective sunlight. So I got my little salt and pepper shakers out there. Got my little money tree out here, so they seem to be doing well. So that's always a plus. Little chairs there. We have a grill here. Of course, we're not allowed to grill here on the patio because that's just in the leasing. I don't know why. It's all concrete. Not like anything's going to burn to the ground or anything like that. So then over here, we got our little baskets. We got our pots in there. This way they can get some sunlight, some fresh air. Now, these are the pots I started a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. Some had sprouted, and unfortunately, because of lack of sunlight, they have not done very well. So hopefully with them being outside here, we can get some life growing up and popping through the soil here. So as you can see, these bars are too thin for these baskets to properly hang off the edge. So what I went ahead and did is, because as you can see, they're kind of thick openings here. And the bar is quite thin. So on the bottom, I just went through and just put a couple of zip ties underneath here. And so as you can see, there's no fear of them falling off or being pulled down or knocked off by the wind or anything along that line. So, you know, the idea is just if you can't find a way, there is a way. You just got to think of it. So same thing with how we hung these lights. As you can see, there's, because of this metal piping, what I went ahead and used, I don't know if you can see it here with the wind chime, those little black paper clips, those make great hanging devices, and they hold on just perfectly because they're tight. So we just use those, and we can hang anything you want off these beams. How lovely is that, huh? It's all about the creative mind and what you can do with it. You know, the world needs more smart people, and it doesn't take much to be smart. You just have to be smart enough. So that being said, the patio looks amazing. We're really happy with it. We'll go ahead and look at it again from this angle here. This camera tends to be a little dark for some reason, even though I turn the brightness up. So our little garden area. Eventually I'm going to hang these baskets here that I have. I got 3 of them. So I'm thinking we're probably going to put one here on the side of the door, leading down, and then we'll have one either on this side also next to the papasan, and maybe one down by the restroom window over here or something. I haven't quite decided. There goes Morgan running around being silly. Say hello, Morgan. She's like, Daddy, we're outside. It's beautiful. Look at her. There she is. Say hi, Morgan. Hi. So the patio's set up. We're ready to receive our guests here, which is fantastic. Did some sweeping, cleaning up a little bit, got rid of some of the loose debris from the winter. So it looks fantastic now. So that is definitely a plus. You see, just a little bit of love in this dreary back way here. Because see, this is what this patio would look like if I didn't do what I did to it. See, look at this is what it would look like. Not much fun, huh? It's all kind of creepy almost like a prison cell. It's like Oz. See? Look how ow. There we go. Can you see me? I hope I don't lose you guys there too bad. Okay, so this is, you see, there's nothing. Absolute horrid. And then you come down here, and what do we have? Life, and coziness, and love, and care. See, just a few simple things can make this place go a long way. So, we love it, don't we, Morgan? Yes, we do. So, it's all about taking care of your space. We talked about taking care of your home in episode 1 and episode 2 about how to protect your home. Episode 3 and 4, we talked about the self, and we're going to talk about familiars and how to recognize familiars and name familiars and all that good stuff. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. My stepdad there. Hope you're well. Many blessings. So in this episode, I want to talk about the world. Since we got our patio set up, the world is more than just our home and our patio and our space and those who we commune with and talk to on a regular basis and choose to have part of our regular socialites. Just making sure Morgan didn't run downstairs here. Maybe she did. Morgan. Oh, there she is. Nope. She knows better. Look at that. Good girl. So we also want to talk about how to give back to the earth, not only through recycling, but also through healing and love and light. And a good way to give back to the earth is by planting plants, such as I've done over here. Also, you can get back to the earth by saying prayers to her and giving her your healing energy, as well as going out in nature itself to like a public park or to a place where you can, like a community garden where you can actually commune back with nature. Because the world needs all our healing. We're consistently polluting her with plastics and mining her for riches like her jewels and her oils and killing off the wildlife and our natural preserves. And this is something that's just absolutely horrendous and should not be happening. As Mother Earth is our goddess and our creator, the one who gives us life, it's up to us to be able to give back to her. So creating a space out here, as I've done, it's kind of like my little personal garden, my little personal giving back to the earth. And through doing this, I've enchanted all my plants to give radiating healing energy. So whenever you're here and you're near my plants, you will feel healing, love, and light. And plants are naturally givers. They're naturally listening. They're naturally producing oxygen and just giving forth that harmonious, true vibe of nature. Oh, there goes Morgan. She's running up and down the patio here, getting her exercise in because exercise is important. I hope, which is also good for taking care of yourself. And that's also another thing too. Like if you're running outside, if you're exercising, you can also, while you're running, as you breathe in and out, do loving light and healing energy to allow your essence to give back to the earth. So you're not just running to burn off calories or lose weight, but you're also running to give healing, love, and light to the earth. which is what she needs most of all from all of us, not just those who practice the Druid ways or the pagan ways or the Wiccan ways, but also those who practice Christianity and other Buddhist methods. And Christian, I say Christianity, I talk about Christianity as a whole, not just individual Catholicisms or baptisms or Mormons or anything like that, but just the whole general purpose of faith. And whether you believe in the goddess or the gods or the god, it's up to you to still give love and light and healing energy to the earth and to the universe, because it depends on us as much as we depend on her. So remember to be well to the universe, everybody, and be well to Mother Earth, and make sure you recycle, make sure you pick up after yourselves, don't leave messes, and always make sure to return the energy that she's given us. It's very, very important. One of the things I want to talk about while we're discussing the world today is about faith and religions. And Morgan, don't be drinking that. She's got her little face over there and something. I don't know if you can see her. She's kind of creeping around back there. Morgan, there you go. She knows. She says, Daddy, I'm not doing anything. I'm just having a good old time, hanging out. Enjoying the fresh air and exercise. Now that the weather is finally broken, it's absolutely fantastic. It was about 75 degrees yesterday here in Chicago, Illinois. That's where Morgan's Den is at, and the beautiful uptown. So back to what I was saying about faith and having multiple religions in the world and multiple idealisms of what you believe is correct and what you believe to be the right way to worship, whether you worship Christianity or whether you worship different deities or the earth or the universe or the all, or what have not, we all have our faith, and we all believe that it is what makes us who we are and what we are able to inspire to draw upon from, which is absolutely fine. We all should have our own different beliefs, but that's the thing I want to talk about, is that there is no right way and there is no wrong way to practice. There is no right way, there is no wrong way to pray or to have faith in something. It's all about interpretation and how you choose to live your life to the wellness that you can possibly offer to your personal deity. Whether it's the earth, whether it's Jesus, whether it's a different deity of some sort, whether it's the goddess Bridget or the god Cardunas. I read this amazing article a few days ago where it talked about how some people believe that their way is the right way when it comes to paganism, and that is not the correct way to believe. Nobody is ahead of anybody. See, the lights just came on when I said that. That's a sign from the goddess that we're talking about the truth of the universe. There is no right way. There is no wrong way to believe. Your faith is open up to interpretation, and that interpretation is up to you to decide your well-being. What makes your life positive? What makes you want to be a better person? Doesn't matter, again, who you worship, as long as you worship and you do what's right. Love and light, and always spread the love through the universe. It's not up to us to judge others. It's not us to be the jury of life. We are only what we are, human. And as humans, we come from the earth, and one day we'll all return to the earth and what's left from that. Earth. The earth will always precede us. Sorry for a little shaky there. Morgan, she's getting a little daring. She's jumping up on windows now. See, there she is. Look at her. What are you doing, Morgan? Get down, Morgan. Down. Morgan, come on. Stop being a little bugaboo. She's being a creep, guys. She's been a little peeping Tom over here. Get down from there, Morgan. Come on. She's like, wasn't doing nothing, Daddy. Just having fun. Having fun over here on the patio. Checking things out. Oh, Morgan. So, faith is what we believe. Faith is what makes us who we are. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, straight, gay, something in between, or nothing at all. I mean, we choose to live how we choose to live, but we also choose to believe in what makes us feel whole and what makes us feel stronger and what actually moves us forward in this reality and in this world. And so you can see Morgan there again. Checking things out, Morgan. So believe what you want, folks, and just know that you choose to believe correctly, whether it's selfish thoughts or whether it's wholesome, humble thoughts. You are the one that makes your mind truly accept the world around you for what you choose to view it as. And that being said, it's up to you to make sure that you continue to teach love and teach light and teach acceptance and equality for not just LGBTQ communities, but also for all life matters, not just blacks, Asians, or straights or gays, but like everybody in general matters. And it's up to you to believe that your faith matters, and it's your faith that will keep you strong no matter what. So keep that in mind, everybody, okay? Love and light. Nobody's better than the other. There's no right or wrong way to do something. You are the projector. You are the tool of the universe that allows powers and energies to manifest. You are the magician, and you are the one that creates life to as it exists around you, whether it's positive or negative. But we don't believe in causing harm here at the Den. We believe in sharing love and sharing light, and that's why we always pursue to do the best in our world, in our universe. So, that being said, let's find out where Morgan has run off to. Morgan? Morgan? There she comes. Come on, Morgan. So there's this great book, because as we talk about in every episode, books to build our library. Come on, Morgan, you want to go inside and pick out a book and talk about books and magic with our viewers today? Yeah, she's like, Daddy, can you just go get the book and come outside? I could do that, I guess, Morgan. Morgan, do you want to go inside? She says, Daddy, you get treats. There's treats inside. You want to go get a treat, Morgan? Morgan. She's like, maybe, Daddy. So interested that she's finally gets to come back outside. And this is what I meant, people, when I was talking about Morgan being an indoor-outdoor kitty. Morgan, you know better than going upstairs. Come on, get down. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Silly girl. Silly girl. Come on. Let's get treats. Come on. She's like, yay, treats. Maybe after this broadcast, we'll get you some treats. I'm just going to close this door. It's a little chilly again. The weather is kind of fluctuating right now with summer turning, or winter turning into spring, turning into summer, turning into fall, turning into whatever the weather decides to do today in Chicago. So here we are, folks, back inside the Morgan's Den. As you see, I took all the plants that were over here originally and placed them outside on the patio. So that kind of opened up all this area. As you see here, I have a terrarium I've been working on for quite some time. My methods kind of come and go as I feel inspired, as things do usually around here at Morgan's Den. I recently purchased this lovely grow lamp that fits perfectly across the top here. So when I finally get some new plants inside the terrarium, we will have a new grow lamp here that will be fantastic for providing all the vitamins and nutrients that the plant will need to grow. In fact, let me go ahead and turn this on. It's a red and blue light, which science says is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you can see it there. I think you can. Yep, there you go. Red and blue. And then we have our little fluorescent bulb here, condensed fluorescent, which produces vitamin D for lizards and reptiles that exist in habitats. Usually from the sun they pull those vitamins. As you can see here, I have a fake snake here. It's not a real snake. I don't have a snake. Not that I mind snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes. But I just thought this would be as a prop I had from a Halloween costume. So I figured this was a good place to place it until I can get my new lizard familiar in here. So hopefully I'll take a trip here pretty soon to the garden center or something, and we can get some fresh new vines and ferns and a new money plant and maybe a mother-in-law's tongue in here as well. I see a little bit of a Buddhist singers back there. You can see through the... I'll have to show you another time. You can't see them there a little bit. There you go. They're little Indian dancers performing music, which I thought was fun. I bought this. It's actually a plaque that stood on the base, which I cut the base off, and then so it just sticks right into the ground. I bought it for, I think it was $12 or $20. I think it was $20. Discounted from 30 or 40, I forget. Either way, it worked perfectly and fits beautifully in there. And once I get the other plants back in there, that will be all set. I also have another tank over here, slowly working on manifesting another creature, another familiar into the home. As you see, things take time, and you have to really focus and understand the responsibility and the reasoning to bring another animal into your home. You can't just run out and rush and hurry up and grab an animal and just put it in your home and think it's going to survive properly. You have to think about it. Think about the responsibility. Think about the habitat. Think about the way they eat, the way they thrive in natural settings, and how they're going to thrive in your home. So I was thinking about maybe getting a turtle or... maybe another type of small lizard in this cage. As you can see, I don't quite have a top for it yet, or a bedding or anything like that. So as we continue to meditate and let that come to us, we'll fix that up. And in the meantime, I have a fake spider just kind of hanging out in there. Kind of fun, you know, just to kind of scare the people as when they come over. Oh my god, a spider! Oh my god, a snake! Just a little play with them. So that being the case, Morgan... I don't know where she ran off to, but when she comes back, we'll go ahead and get our conversation with Morgan started. In the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about the book of the episode. So today when I was talking about the earth and how we need to really give back to her, really understand that where we come from in this place and in this time, we have to understand that we can't take advantage of the mother. We have to give to her. We have to give healing. We have to give ourselves as much as she gives to us. And part of doing that is learning how to meditate with her, learning how to garden properly so you can give back to her, having plants in your home, wishing well blessings whenever you pass a tree or when you stop to smell the roses, and even just visiting a natural park and help clean up a little bit can really make a difference also. And these are the small steps that people take in just everyday life and on top of recycling and trying to, you know, just make the life and world around them better. We see Morgan wants to run outside. But before we talked about familiar connections with Morgan, let's go ahead and talk about today's book. Today we are going to talk about Indigo Rising, which is about learning to develop and awaken your spiritual side so that you can be in tune with the God and Goddess and the all around you instead of not knowing how to use your abilities. This book is a great way to attune you to them. Now, mind you, this book is written kind of in a story fashion. So when I say story fashion, I mean like almost like a novel. As you can see, Waking the Power of the Children of the New Earth is talking about spiritual awareness and connection, but the way it's described in this book is through a story system. So it's for those of you who don't like reading necessarily textbook styles, this is a great book here that you can pick up. It looks like for $17 US dollars. That can help you awaken your third eye chakra and your intuitiveness and allow you to really understand. As you can see, this is book 1. It's a 3-book series. I only have the first book. The second book talks about how the student of magic becomes the master and how the master then teaches others. So this is a good book here you should really look into if you're interested in connecting with your psyche and being aware of the powers of the earth around you. It's by G.W. Hardin, who is a really great novelist, and and writer. So I definitely recommend checking out. As I said, the second book is about becoming the master of your abilities and showing others. And then the third book is about being the parent and teaching the children personally and throughout life how to use their abilities. So that being said, like, magic doesn't have an age requirement. Magic doesn't have a certain awakening deadline point. And you can be any age and use magic. You can be any from any place, anywhere. Magic is what truly lives inside of all of us. I know sometimes, as you can see, I do read Harry Potter. It's a great series. You don't need a letter from Hogwarts to tell you how to do magic. It just takes some understanding, research, and dedication to really awaken how to use your abilities naturally that the god and goddesses and the earth and the all has given to us. So as you can see, I do carry a lot of books on how to tap into magic, how to tap into animals, how to tap into the elements, how to really work with different items and objects. As you can see, crystal meditations, herbs, cooking. I have my references here, mythology. So as you see, the world is made up of multiple idealisms of faith and multiple idealisms of religion. And it doesn't matter who you worship. It doesn't matter where you worship them from, how you choose to worship them. If you are happy practicing the way you choose to practice in this world, then that's up to you. As long as you are finding it to be the right way and you're not causing harm and you're causing love and light in the world, that's what matters. So that being said, Morgan, I believe, wanted to discuss this episode about how to choose the proper familiar or how to choose the proper pet. How to choose the proper familiar. Say you go to a kennel and you're looking at the dogs and you're looking at the cats and you're looking all around, or you go to the pet store and you're like, why is this so blurry? Let's see if I can focus here. And you're looking around and you're like, man, there's so many great animals here. There's so many choices. So in most cases, your familiars choose you. You don't choose them. That's why when we name them, we meditate with them and find out what they choose to be called and or choose to be responded by. Like as I did, and I told you about, and I believe it was episode 2 and 3 where we talked about psychic connecting and meditation with your familiar. Same thing happens when you go to choose one. Just that's one of the reasons why we haven't picked out a new pet yet. We have to respect the home. We have to respect the idea that we may have a busy schedule. We may have a lot of things going on. Prime example, myself, not only do I work for the museum as their exhibit director, I also work for a restaurant on the weekends. So I'm very busy just on my own accord. Plus I have just a lot of things going on in general that take up a lot of my time. So that being the case, having an easy care familiar like Morgan that is takes care of herself. She just needs a little bit of water, need a little bit of food, and change her cat box every few days, and love her and brush her and care for her and give her treats when she's been good. And we won't talk about the bad times. Of course, you never want to abuse your animals. You never want to hit them. You never want to scream and shout at them, as you see most people do when they're misbehaving. Animals don't respond well to these type of aggressions. You have to be able to commune properly with them. And if they've done something wrong, you have to be able to tell them they've been doing something wrong without them feeling as though they are harshly criticized and or demeanored for that reason. So back to choosing your familiar. When you decide that you want to get a cat, for instance, you go to the kennel and you're like, oh, look at all these wonderful cats. Or you go to the pet store and you look at all these beautiful cats and you're like, which one is right for me? And you can usually psychically talk to them. And the way you do that, you just look at them and you look at their eyes and you look at the forehead where the third eye chakra would be. Now, those of you who don't know about the third eye chakra, it's located directly between both your eyes, maybe about inch above, almost in the middle of your forehead. So you open that up and you look at the cat and you commune with them and you say, "Hello, kitty," or "Hello, baby cakes," or whatever you choose to term of endearment to be, and you say, "Are you my familiar? Do you wish to be with me? Do you wish to come with me?" And most cats, depending on how they're raised, will respond well. Most animals in general will respond well. If they're meant for you, they will initiate the feeling. You will feel that spark of connection, that spark of endearment. As we have always done here at Morgan's Den since day one when I met her. She absolutely loves being loved. And she chose me, and I chose her, and we waited for each other. Those of you who checked out episode 2, that will be, I think it was episode 2 where we talked about her story. I think maybe episode 3 we covered her name. Maybe it was off a little bit there. We've been a little busy here, been a little cray-cray, as some may say. Getting the patio set up, getting the terrarium fixed up, because now that the weather's nice, we can go and choose another familiar. Have Morgan, a little animal cousin, a little pet for Morgan, if you will. Morgan gets to have her own familiar. How about that, Morgan? Too bad you can't come with me. Oh, she loves the idea. She said, "I loved it so much I headbutted the footstool so I can jump up there and say hi to them." How cute, Morgan. So you really want to psychically connect with the animal that you're choosing. Just how we connected with Morgan to meditating to figure out her name. You want to do the same thing when you're choosing a pet. Don't just choose one at random just because you think it's cool and that it would be nice. That's usually an issue that people run into around the holiday season when they think it's great to get their children a dog or a hamster or guinea pig or something. They just jump right into it without actually doing the research. Do the research, people. Please do the research. It's very important that we realize that we can't just bring in an animal into an environment without carefully considering the thought of the animal and how to properly make sure they're going to be happy being with you. If you don't feel that connection with, oh, look, I should say, "Daddy, get treats. Stop talking about animals." No, Morgan, it's very important. So if you feel you're going to get a pet, please do the research. Please figure out the proper means of taking care of them. As you can see, Morgan says it's very important. And again, when you bring them into your home, whether it's into a terrarium or just into the home itself, as cats and dogs usually do, it's very important to make sure that you have it animal proofed, almost like we do with children. Kind of make sure that there's nothing that they can eat and it's going to poison them and or harm them in some way, shape, or form. That being said, too, it's very important to make sure that you feed your animals and familiars properly. You don't want to, for instance, Morgan does not eat people food. She does not eat from plates. She does not eat out of the trash. She does not eat off the floor. Everything is served to her in a dish, not to make her a princess, but she is essentially a princess of her home. The queen, if you will. I guess that's the proper term. Morgan loves her kitty treats, and then we always place them on a little plate for her so that she's not eating off the floor, because I don't eat off the floor, nor should Morgan. As you see here, we have our kibbles, dry food, a little bit of water, even though she's all about about drinking the water that we have on top of the furnace, or the radiator here, to help humidify the apartment. This is another prime example, folks. If you're going to have things out that your pets can drink from and or would be interested in playing with, make sure that it is not poisonous. All these rocks have been tempered so that they don't create soot or bacteria growth inside the water, and I change it regularly to prevent that from happening also. Same thing with toys like milk rings, things like that. Make sure there's no residue of food that could cause bacteria contamination to your pet or anything along that line. Make sure that's another reason why I had taken the time to do a study on the dirt here inside the terrarium before adding new plants. I had plants in here before. I switched out the plants and eventually took the plants out and let the ground just kind of settle. I see that there is different types of bacteria growth inside of it. I've noticed that there's different mites that actually eat the waste from other breakdown of the earth itself, why it sits there. Usually when you have a terrarium, they recommend changing the dirt out or the bedding out about every 3 months as recommended or as needed. But that will take care of that bed when we get the new plants. We'll switch all that dirt out and make it beautiful and lovely again, and it will be flourishing 100% so that we can bring in our new familiar, hopefully, in the next month or two. Definitely we'll try to get it in before summer because it gets super hot outside. And again, it's all about temperature, making sure the creature is happy, just like Morgan is always happy, never has to want for anything. We did our research, as I told others before. I did animal rescue for 10 years back in Michigan, where we rescued cats and dogs and other pets left behind in homes and that were feral. We'd always take care of them as well. So, folks, make sure we just talk about everything here. Make sure we take care of each other. People, make sure you take care of the earth, and the earth will take care of you. And people, folks, make sure you take care of your familiars. Make sure you take care of your pets and your loves. Make sure that if you see that they are not responding well or behaving correctly, that make sure you get them checked out. Do regular visits with your veterinarian. And that's also part of healing the world. That's also another way to give back to Mother Earth, because as you love your familiar as a child of the earth, you're a child of the earth, and therefore you give love back to the earth by loving your pets. So make sure you love your pets. Make sure you do your research if you're getting an exotic animal. Make sure you create the proper habitats, just like we create the proper habitat for Morgan, so she never has to want. You want to make sure you create the proper habitat for any other animal that you bring into your home. And make sure you bless the world at all costs. Make sure that you're not taking without permission from the earth. Make sure you always ask, especially in nature, if you can have a stone or have a flower from that plant, if you can take a branch from that space and that place. Make sure you be aware of outside intoxications. For instance, if you were to bring home a stone from a park, make sure that it's cleaned, and make sure that there is no like feces on it from animals or maggots living inside a wood if you decide to bring home a branch or something along that wood. So always be conscientious, right, Morgan? She's like, yes, Daddy, be conscientious. Make sure you ask the earth for love and forgiveness and many blessings for her gifts, okay? You don't want to just take without asking, hon, Morgan. She's like, Annette, no, Daddy, can we go outside? Not right this moment, Morgan. We do have some visitors coming over this evening. We kind of went through and did a little cleanup. Finished up my coffee there. Morgan did a little treat. We have a friend coming over. We're going to be talking about energies and magics and life progression, and how to better oneself. So again, people, if you have a friend in need, make sure you extend a loving hand. Be there for each other. Don't have a judgmental, closed-hearted front. There's no need for that. Love is about loving each other, understanding each other, and giving back to nature and giving back to the world, and understanding and loving the world and not polluting her. Again, another great idea is not only just recycling, but also if you go to a park or something, to pick up the trash that you see around you and put it in the trash can. If animals can do this, you can do this. It's not that hard, folks. Don't throw trash on the ground. It's not necessary. Put it in the proper receptacles. Recycle, reduce, reuse. Simple as that. As we do here at Morgan's Den, we use everything that we can. I do have a little bit of a project station here at the Morgan's Den. This is kind of where we do all our crafty work. Right now we're working on, I have some sewing I have to attach, so this is my little sewing box. I have some mandala images here that I was working on coloring. I have about 12 or 13 here that I want to get colored and possibly use. There you can get a better view of it. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. Look how beautiful that is. So I have about 12 of these that I want to get colored and maybe just place around the apartment, maybe get them framed. We'll see what happens. That's kind of in the works. So my lava lamp blew out. I don't know if you folks notice I haven't had it on. It was on. I think it was on in the first episode. It blew out. It's purple and yellow, gold, if you will. So I put the bulb out. We're gonna get a new bulb for it. It took a minute. It was a little stuck because it's been on for a while. So we're gonna get this replacement bulb for it. Little guitar pick. Yes, I play the guitar. Those of you who saw before in the episode, I have all my instruments I play in the bedroom. Got a couple ceiling hooks here. We're gonna hang a disco ball at some point, and we're gonna hang a chandelier, maybe a Tiffany lamp. That would be really great here. As you can see, oh, there's me in the mirror there. Hello, everybody. Remember, it's not about me, it's about the den, it's about Morgan, it's about love and light and teaching how to use magic and bless people through paganism, druidism, Wicca, and earth energies. So eventually we'll have either a Tiffany lamp here or put a disco ball here. I do have a disco ball I use for camping. I love to be outdoors. Every time I go camping, I always do a meditation in the woods and give healing to the earth, which is absolutely marvelous. It's absolutely fantastic. And then, anyways, this is my project area. So I have some buttons that turn into magnets or something at some point. Little stick there. So remember, folks, before I talked about making how I found a needle in my bed and how that needle, I don't do projects in my room. I don't do projects in my bed. This is kind of where I was going with this. Hold on one second here. Ooh. Sorry about that. Gotta open this here. So I'll show you that needle again. As you can see, I have my little scissors in here. I have some buttons, thread. So the needle here I found in my bed. I don't use needles in my bed. I don't do projects in my bed. I haven't stitched in my bed in a long time. So to find a needle in my bed was very alarming. But we blessed it and destroyed the negative energy off of it. And as I told you last time, I had a satchel that had ripped open. So we went ahead and turned it into a protection satchel, and then placed it up here on the door. So as you can see here, turn this, rotate. You can't turn, it does not to turn your phone while recording, but I've done it before and it seemed to be fine. So anyways, here's the front door. Up here we went ahead and created a protection satchel. It ripped on the bottom, so I used that needle that was meant to do me harm into stitching this and making it great. So this way we put some herbs in there, we put some stones in there, really made it amazing and really full of love and light and protection. So our guest is here, and so I'm going to go ahead and let you all go this evening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Much love to each and every one of you. Remember to give healing to the earth. She's very important. Remember to check out our book for the episode, Indigo Rising, Indigo Rising, about indigo children. Those who would like more information about that, feel free to Google it. It's a very interesting read to learn about them. Morgan says, make sure when picking out familiars, you do the right type of research and energy working to get the right one, so we're not bringing foreign entities into our home. So much love, everybody. Many blessings, and I hope that you all join us in episode 4. So until then, I wish you all well. Morgan wishes you all well, and we hope the best for all of you with much love and light. Till then, we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everybody. Be well to each other. Bye-bye.